This is a Pubcast Shot. I'm John Loomer. I have a baseball analogy to help better understand advertising. Let's go. Now, you might already know that I'm a baseball nerd through and through. I grew up playing baseball, although I wouldn't say it was all that great. I then coached baseball for more than 15 years as my three boys grew up. And along the way, these were some of the most amazing years and experiences of my life. So needless to say, I'm a huge baseball fan, stats nerd, and overall traditional baseball strategy skeptic. You might know that about me. It occurred to me recently that there's actually a very close parallel between many of the frustrations I have with advertisers and similar frustrations I have with baseball managers. Now, I promise that this will be relevant to meta advertising, even if you're not a baseball fan. You might even think of a similar parallel to something relevant in your life. So let's start with baseball managers. A manager's primary job is to put players in position to succeed. So things like who you put in the field and where, who is in the lineup and where, who pitches and when, and using all the right stats and information to help make these decisions. This could oversimplify the manager's role a bit because there is more that goes into it, but these truly are the most impactful parts of a manager's job. The problem that I have with managers is when they try to inject themselves too much into the game and they overmanage. So they get cute with strategies, they take silly risks, and they make the likelihood of scoring and winning less likely. An obvious sign of a manager who is too involved is a constant barrage of unsuccessful bunts. And this hits straight to home for me right now as I watch a lot of high school baseball, and that is an epidemic. It's as if they want to constantly remind us that the manager is important. Now, strangely, I think there's actually something else to the motivations behind overmanagement, and in this case, for a baseball manager. My theory is that some managers, either consciously or not, feel they need to be constantly directing their players for job security. If they're not running the quirky plays and unnecessary strategies, what is a manager even needed for? But when they do all these things, it often comes at the expense of wins. Now let's be clear about something. The most important factor of a successful team isn't the manager or that manager's strategies. It's talent, right? A great manager can't take a no-talent team to a championship. They can try to get the most out of that low talent, but the potential is capped. On the other hand, a bad manager can absolutely mismanage a talented team and keep them out of the playoffs. Now, let's talk about advertisers, which is why you're here in the first place, right? So in this analogy, the ads are an advertiser's players. Some advertisers believe that their tweaks and quirky strategies with targeting and campaign construction are what wins games for them. Now, back in the old days, there may have been some truth to that, but it's a much different game now. Those strategies aren't the keys to generating profit and winning games. It's the ads or the players. So like the manager, an advertiser's job is to put their ads in position to succeed. A micromanaging advertiser can actually make a team of talented ads less effective. They can make bad decisions by overvaluing the wrong metrics. They get cute with using the wrong performance goals. They water down budgets with multiple ad sets for targeting. They remove placements or use manual bidding strategies when they don't need to. They do all these things that look good on paper, but are at best meaningless without high-quality ads. And at worst, they're counterproductive and hurt team performance. And like with the baseball manager, an advertiser, whether they know it or not, is largely doing this out of perceived job security. They might be thinking, if I'm not constantly tweaking things, what am I needed for? If a client knows I don't have this super complex strategy, why did they hire me? I've actually heard advertisers express this fear, this exact fear, related to Meta's various optimizations or my suggestion to take a simplified approach. This fear completely misunderstands the advertiser's very important role. Now, the baseball manager may not need to do all that extra stuff, but he still has an important job. He's still needed. That manager still needs talented players to win. And a smart manager will prioritize taking a job to lead a talented team because that gives him the best chance. Of course, he also needs to nurture that talent, give his players confidence, make sure that everyone on the team is getting reps and getting better. Team morale is high and players are remaining focused through a long season. Teach them new things, but ultimately, don't screw it up. Similarly, the advertiser has an important job even without overcomplicated strategies. They still need talented ads to win, and they also should play the primary role in creating them. But even the best ads need proper nurturing. Are they optimized for each placement? Is the proper format used? What do you do to avoid creative fatigue? When ads stop performing, maybe like a player, do you have others to call up from the minors? It's all a delicate balance. You don't want to micromanage and make ad performance worse, but you also shouldn't take a completely invisible role. So let's get to the bottom of the glass. As an advertiser, your ads are what you should care about most. This is the talent that you need to help your clients succeed. Without that talent, forget about it. It's a lost cause. You're going to lose, and you're probably going to blame the league for it. Everything else you do, from campaign construction to number of ad sets and targeting and all those strategies, all this helps determine whether you're putting those ads in position to succeed or fail. But don't overvalue all of the secondary things you do. Do not assume that you're a magician who can take low talent ads to profits with your super complicated strategy. You're not going to bunt those low talent ads to a championship. If you have the talent, you have one primary job. Don't screw it up. All right, so before we go, a helpful tip to stay ahead of the competition. The biggest challenge with meta advertising is the constant change. I know you know how this is. New features, evolving best practices, or complete redesign of campaign creation. We see it constantly, and it's not easy to keep up. That's why I created The Loop. The Loop is a free weekly subscription to keep you updated on everything that is changing. It pulls from all of my latest blog posts, videos, and even podcast episodes. Smart advertisers stay in the loop so that they don't get left behind. Join them by subscribing at johnloomer.com/loop. Thanks again for joining me today. Until next time, do awesome things. I'm out.